dive into that. But here in Ketchikan, we love the small things. Very proud of the small things. So, I mean, we love our fish, we love our salmon. We are the salmon capital of the world, after all, so that's a given. But another thing we're very proud of is Miss Dolly. We love her story. This is how her story goes. Miss Dolly Arthur is her name, and she moved here in the year 1919. And she bought that house to open her business for a mortgage of $800. Now, $800 compared to today's day and age might not seem like a whole lot of money, but back then, $800 was a lot of money. So she knew, she was a very smart woman, very business savvy, so she knew the hole that that could be. And she was determined to get out of that quick. So this was her game plan. She was going to charge $3 for her services. She was going to charge 50 cents for a watered down shot whiskey, and another 50 cents to wash off all the mud that people were tracking in. That's a $4 transaction in total. Anybody want to guess how long it took her to pay off that $800 mortgage? 1 month, a week. Pretty good guess. It took her a little less than 2 weeks. Right in the middle of your guys' guess. Yeah. That's a lot of whiskey, if you ask me. Wang, wang. A lot of something. Alaska became a state. So 1959, her black book in their face, and the marshal said, yo, we do not want to touch that. That's a scandal waiting to happen. So they left her alone for a while. A few years went by, they waited, they came around again, and said, all right, enough is enough. We got to close down. You've been open long enough. She agreed. She's like, you're right. I've had my fill. But before I close down, I want a 3-week going out of business sale. I'll blow. Does not have the sign. Don't let them trick you guys. They don't have it. As we're going to dive on into the water, we're going to jump on in. Now, while we're going to have to pause here for just a second. Captain's going to have to fill out a little bit of paperwork. Being live with Coast Guard standards will take us too long. While we're coming down the ramp, guys, I need everyone to reach to your left and buckle your seatbelts. It looks like I tricked a few of you. Oh, I gotcha. And just like that, we are on boats. Let's give Cameron a round of applause. Do you see how smoothly you guys in that water? How swimmingly you did? Yeah. Now, going back to your question, in the wintertime, our average temperature is about 35 degrees. It's cold enough to snow, but the snow usually doesn't stick around. It usually melts by the next day. This last winter, I think we had in total like 2 feet of snow for the whole winter, but it melted by the next week, so doesn't stick around long, and it's for sure not cold enough to freeze the harbor here or anything, so the water will not freeze over. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, here in Ketchikan, we are the most far south that you could possibly get in Alaska. Just 5 miles that way is Canada. Maybe not exactly 5 miles, but very close to us in Canada. So we are the most far south that you could possibly get. So relatively, bald eagles are known to hang out here. They love to perch on top of the masts of the ships, and they love to perch on top of the rock walls. Now eagles, among other wildlife, all wildlife, they are wild in nature. That means there is no controlling them. They're going to do whatever, whenever they want. So that means that there is no guarantee that we'll see anything. But if there is something to see, it would be here in the water. So keep your eyes peeled. You'll never know what we see. Aside from the eagles, we could see any number of marine wildlife. We could see fish, jellyfish. We could see sea lions, harbor seals. We even could see whales. Although, yeah, their whole goal is pretty much the exact opposite of the first one I talked about. They're wanting the quality over quantity. They're wanting the big fish, the good-looking fish, the pretty ones. They're not getting as many, is what they look like. You can tell it's a good litter because on board they have they usually have some sort of spool, just like a spool of thread. This one's ginormous, so that's how they bind it in their net. By the way, Captain says that there is a harbor seal in natural habitat for the fish to live in. So when the ships sink, the ships almost become a man-made reef. What we're looking at, that is part of the Tongass National Rainforest. The whole Tongass National Rainforest is about 2.5 million acres in size. So it's ginormous. What we're looking at is definitely just a sliver. And it's a clear day, well, except for a little bit of fog, but it's clear. It feels like we have been today. But we seals. Yeah, they're kind of brown, tan, gray in color. But they're just lounging around. They kind of look like sacks of potatoes just lying there. Oh yeah, we get humpback and orcas come through here a lot. So, but again, because we're in the main part of town, there's a lot of boat traffic with all the cruise ships and everything. So if you go a little bit further south, a little bit further north, that's where the whales usually make their appearance. And we've seen pods of orcas, 15 feet, 15 members strong. Yeah, very awesome, very large. Yeah, the harbor seals are there. They're just kind of at the far end of that dock over there. All marine life is protected. So that means that you have to keep a distance from them. I think it's like, what, like 250 feet or something? Something like that. So you do have to keep a distance, and if you are caught